ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's, rolls on from Charleston, South Carolina. It's the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic with a doubleheader nightcap on day one, the first of two in primetime, featuring the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Ole Miss Rebels, both undefeated in the early going this season. Earlier today, a pair of teams advancing to Friday's semifinals. 22nd ranked St. Bonaventure got by Boise State, and Clemson rolled past Temple. From inside TD Arena on the campus of College of Charleston, alongside Debbie Antonelli, I'm Rich Hollenberg. Thrilled to be with you again for another season of College Hoops, partner. Shaka Smart, a rousing start to the season and his career as the head coach of the Marquette Golden Eagles. All of a sudden, they are 3-0, undefeated, a whole crop of fresh faces, but they have one super senior in Daryl Morcell.
And they got a big win off of Illinois, a top 10 team. Daryl Morcell has been their leading scorer. He didn't score 20 points a game at any point in his Maryland career. In the last 3 games, he's been over 20 to lead Marquette at 22.7 points per game. He can hurt you off the bounce. He can make threes. He reads the floor so well. And for Ole Miss, it's Jarkel Joyner. He can hurt you in the open floor with his speed and his explosiveness. He's also very good on a closeout. He leads Ole Miss in scoring at better than 18 points a game, 4.5 assists. He's a ball-dominant guard, and he'll dictate tempo against Marquette's defense.
We've already seen a couple of impressive performances here inside TD Arena today. St. Bonaventure in a tough match against Boise State. Clemson rolled past Temple, but I think this could be the most interesting of the first 4 games on this tournament because both teams play with a lot of pace and both the teams pride themselves on defense.
This is a 94-50 game, Rich, so get ready.
Your officials, Ray Natili, Kip Kissinger, and John Gaffney. We are underway. Tyler Kolek controlling 22 in black for Marquette. Here's Justin Lewis. First shot of the game, and it's short. And the rebound goes to Nasir Brooks, number 3 in white for Ole Miss.
Both these teams, very physical, great ball pressure. They will mix up their defenses, and they both execute very well with lots of threats on the floor.
Not quite havoc for Shaka Smart's Golden Eagles, but it's close.
It's great ball pressure, it's great communication, and here's the matchup I'm looking forward to right here. Brooks inside for Ole Miss against Queth for Marquette. 2 big guys at the rim that are both very good defensively.
First 2 of the game for Ole Miss. And that ball is going to go to the Rebels, the first turnover of the contest for Marquette. There's the Ole Miss starting 5. Look out for Jarkel Joyner, but he's got a cast with him that could score in bunches.
This is a deeper Ole Miss team. There's Joyner from 3. On cue.
Jarkel Joyner now 7 for 12 from beyond distance this season.
You're going to see multiple looks defensively, and there's a lot of times these teams both are capable of trapping, like we saw Ole Miss get a steal the last possession. It's not a called defense. It's a read on the floor defensively.
Good rebound from the 6'5 junior Austin Crowley out of West Point, Mississippi. Here's a corner 3. Joyner, 1 for 2 from deep now. And the rebound to Lewis. Marquette 3-0 on the season. Deb, as you outlined at the top of the telecast, the big win coming against 10th ranked Illinois, riding Uncle Mo down here to Charleston. And here's a transition 3. Austin Crowley gets his first bucket of the night. And a timeout, Shaka Smart and Marquette. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. It's been all Ole Miss in the first 2 minutes of this quarterfinal from the Charleston Classic. A hot shooting start for the Ole Miss Rebels, skunking Marquette in the early going from deep.
Here's Jones. They play inside out against that 1-2-2 full court press by Marquette, and then a transition 3 by what Kermit Davis calls his most improved player, Austin Crowley.
Ole Miss, one of the worst three-point shooting teams a year ago, 312th in the country in three-point percentage, but don't tell this team that.
Well, they're averaging 10 made threes early in the season.
7 on the shot clock. Kolek, the left-handed 3, too strong. And the rebound to Jamin Brakefield, the Duke transfer.
When you come off a timeout, you want to make sure you execute. I thought for sure they'd be going in the paint.
That was pinned by Omax. Olivier Maxence Prosper, as they like to call him, at Marquette. Here's Kolek again, spots up, can't knock it down. Marquette in the first 3 minutes still 0 for the field.
All perimeter shots, nothing in the paint, no offensive rebounds. Ole Miss playing in tempo the way they want early on in the first 3 minutes, establishing their pace.
Nice feed, here's Brakefield. And he's called for the traveling violation, so the first turnover for Kermit Davis's Ole Miss Rebels. There's Kermit in his 4th season at Oxford. He is Mississippi through and through. He has spent almost his entire life in Mississippi, a graduate of Mississippi State, and congratulations to his father, Kermit Davis Sr., who was in attendance tonight, by the way, 86 years young and just elected into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame.
Nice.
And there's a three.
Nice skip over the top of that pressure. And when they score, they can set up this 1-2-2, which has pretty much been a hallmark of Shaka Smart's defensive teams over the years. You mentioned Havoc earlier, not quite that, but certainly the same principles in terms of ball pressure.
And there's Shaka Smart, the Wisconsin native, returning home, grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, and in his 6 years at Texas, it's hard to believe, Deb, as successful as he's been, never won an NCAA tournament game with the Longhorns, looking to change that stroke of luck in Marquette.
Well, and Marquette hasn't won an NCAA tournament game since 2013.
Inside, Robert Allen has a deuce.
It's not just the execution, it's the pace of which they move the basketball.
Look at the ball movement from the Golden Eagles. Joyner got a hand on the ball, it's loose. Here's Morcell off the back of the rim. And Joyner comes away with it. An early 10-3 lead in the Charleston Classic from Charleston, South Carolina. An offensive foul called on Ole Miss. Shaka Smart's gonna have to ratchet up the offense to go with the defense. His team down 7 as we take a timeout here, under 16. Well, Marquette's undefeated, and the biggest win was their most recent win. Tyler Kolek with the layup and the foul with under a minute to go. And Marquette pulls off the upset in the Gavitt games in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum. Kirk Weth coming up with the steal to seal it. A 67-66 win over number 10, Illinois. And Debbie, again, hard to believe that in the 6 years at Texas, Shaka Smart only had 2 non-conference wins against top 10 teams. He already has 1 now in his tenure with Marquette.
That's a big win. Of course, Illinois didn't have Kofi Coburn, so the game was played a little bit differently than Illinois may have played it. But the Illinois guards turned the ball over too much late in the game, and you got to give credit to Marquette. They made the plays late to be able to finish that off.
What does Marquette have to do here to get on track offensively?
I think they need to play inside out. See, that time they get a paint touch to Queth inside, who's capable of finishing in front of the rim.
Kirk Queth, who spent 3 years at Oklahoma with Lon Kruger and the Sooners, now transferring over, one of those super seniors you're going to hear a lot about this season in college hoops. Inside, Allen has 2 buckets from close range.
Yeah, Robert Allen has really improved his ability around the rim to finish with either hand. And when he gets that deep, it's going to be tough to defend.
Here's Morcell. Back-to-back-to-back 20-plus point efforts for Daryl Morcell. Never had a 20-point game in his career. 126 games as a Maryland Terrapin. Justin Lewis, corner 3, no good. Crowley the rebound.
Yeah, a lot of jump shots. If you looked at the Marquette shot chart right now, everything is outside the paint. I think they need to play inside out instead of over the top of the defense.
Here's Luis Rodriguez for 3.
Hey, Rodriguez has already done a very good job on Daryl Morcell defensively, and now he knocks down an open 3.
6 assists on 6 field goals for the Ole Miss Rebels. Their first 2 games of the season, they had 20-plus assists in each game. Largest lead of the game down for the Rebels, and they can't add to it as Queth clears for Marquette. Morcell off the mark and frustrated.
See, right now, Ole Miss has Marquette playing too fast on the offensive end. Ole Miss has controlled the pace of this game. They're doing it with their defense.
Here's Jamin Brakefield, one of 3 lefties in the rotation for Kermit Davis, and he knocks down a 2-pointer. The lead is a dozen for the Ole Miss Rebels in the early going. Here's freshman Cam Jones, one of 7 freshmen on this Marquette roster, and he's in the scoring column.
Nice floater playing off that step-up screen.
6'4" freshman out of Cordova, Tennessee. Here's Brakefield.
See, this is where you can't let the ball get stuck. You got to move it.
Allen off the mark. Brakefield tried to wrestle it away. It's out of bounds, and it'll be Marquette basketball. Here's a look at the Myrtle Beach Invitational going on just down the road here. Davidson and New Mexico State in a terrific first-round matchup. New Mexico State, the Aggies won it by 11. Utah State got past Penn in 2 overtimes. And Oklahoma, East Carolina, Indiana State, and Old Dominion still to come. Morcell spins, gets fouled, and Darryl Morcell will go to the line. First free throws of the game coming with 7 minutes gone by in this contest.
Yeah, really good execution coming off the timeout by Marquette and Shaka Smart's team to get a piece of the paint. And Morcell has been their best off the bounce. He's their best off a closeout.
And how about Darryl Morcell? Decided to leave Maryland after 4 years, come over to Marquette so he could showcase some of the offensive skills. He was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year. Now he's one of only 6 D1 players to start this season with 3 straight 20-plus point efforts.
You know, he's already a 1,000-point scorer in his career, and he's a really good defender. We like to call those two-way players, or our friend Tim Welsh would call him a complete player.
Right. Morcell goes 1 for 2. And it's a 9-point Ole Miss advantage. Now some full court pressure, which is fairly typical of a Shaka Smart coach team.
You know, when you're not making shots and the pace of the game isn't going your way, sometimes your defense can really stimulate your offense.
Darkel Joyner slowing things down. He's guarded by Morcell. Dribble handoff. Ty Fagan, the UGA transfer. Over to Matt Morrell. Too strong on the 3, and a freshman Stevie Mitchell clears for Marquette. Puts it in the spin cycle and almost turns it over. Good shot fake. Mitchell for 3 off the mark. Offensive rebound to Oso Ighodaro, and a foul called on Ole Miss.
That's a really good weak side rebound.
That's 2 fouls on Fagan, so he'll take a seat on Kermit Davis's bench. And now Tyler Kolek back on the floor. He'll run the point for Shaka Smart. Here's Kolek in the corner. Jones, top of the key, got it.
Yeah. Good job playing out of that double team, finding the open shooter. There haven't been many uncontested opportunities for Marquette.
They call him Bucket Fam Cam, and now you see why. He's got a 3. And it's back to a 2-possession ball game. Nice lob. That's Morrell to Nasir Brooks. Here's Omax underneath, and a foul's going to be called on Rodriguez.
The lead for Ole Miss was as much as 12, now down to 8 based on the play of Marquette on the defensive end. Here they are playing out of a double team, moving the ball, finding the open shooter. It's an 8-point game.
Well, the man on the right is Kermit Davis Sr., and he has the distinction of being a newly minted member of the Mississippi State Sports Hall of Fame, sitting alongside his lovely wife, Nancy. Those are Kermit Davis Jr.'s parents.
7 years as the head coach at Mississippi State. He was a former SEC Coach of the Year. Can you imagine how proud he was when his son Kermit was Coach of the Year in his first year at Ole Miss in the SEC?
That was back in 2019. Kermit's actually won a Coach of the Year award in 4 different conferences.
Amazing.
He's one of 3 active coaches to have that distinction, but something tells me winning it for Ole Miss counted a little bit more for Kermit.
Well, you know what? There's not a nicer guy than Kermit Davis, and there's not a harder worker than him, and he's put together a terrific team this year. 10 wins last year in the SEC, and everybody knows how tough that league has become.
Lefty 3 for Cam Jones. That's his 2nd triple of the night.
And see, Rich, the difference for them is they're going inside out now, and they're able to find some open space to knock down some shots.
Shaka Smart, so effective with those out-of-timeout plays. Now it's a 5-point lead for Ole Miss with the ball. Rodriguez and Kip Kissinger blows a whistle. Stop and play at 11:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, it's the activity of Nasir Brooks around the rim that is causing some trouble for Marquette defensively.
Well, Jarkel Joyner goes to the bench. He has 3 so far tonight. Interesting to see who will pick up the offensive load in his absence. Nice feed, and Nasir Brooks answers the bell.
Really good execution on an out-of-bounds play. You got shooters in the corner. You got a little up screen, and you know Marquette's going to trap from your scouting report. Watch the roll to the rim right here by Brooks. There's the double. Miscommunication, nobody tagged the roller.
Nasir Brooks averaging just 6.5 a game in the first couple of games. He's got 6 already tonight. Here's Jones.
Ole Miss
Heat check.
showing some zone.
And Morrell comes away with it. Matthew Morrell, one of the best athletes in the entire Southeastern Conference.
I think he's set up to have a breakout year for Ole Miss. Because he's big and strong, he can shoot it.
Crowley, tough shot. Kolek comes away with it. Up ahead, Omax, the step through. And offensive foul called by John Gaffney. We're going the other way.
It's a tremendous play in transition by Austin Crowley. He does a great job. You got to referee the defense here. Legal guarding position. He had both feet on the floor facing the opponent. You can move to absorb the contact. Good call by the officials.
Here's more full court pressure with 10.5 to go. And Marquette chipping away at this Ole Miss lead.
You remember when you used to say pressing teams don't like to be pressed? Well, that's not the case with either one of these teams because they go against it every day in practice and they understand how to welcome a double team and play out of a trap. And playing out of a trap means you got to move the ball. You got to invite 2 and then get numbers on the other side.
Shaka Smart preaches to his team, play violently on both ends of the floor. What does he mean by that?
Stay aggressive, be on the attack, make a violent move with the ball.
And that's going to be another foul on Marquette. And clearly Kermit Davis put the charge into his troops that he wants to try to get the ball inside as much as possible.
I think all coaches want to play inside out, and when you've got a guy like Nasir Brooks who can finish at the rim, he can get deep position, and when he can get deep in the paint, 2 feet in the paint, it's going to be 2 points or a foul.
Nasir Brooks, a 7-foot grad student from out of Philadelphia, started his college career at Cincinnati, moved on to Miami, and now he travels with the basketball and is a little slow getting up. Pretty cleanly played ball game so far. That's
intense.
Yeah, a rare turnover by the Rebels.
I think the fans on this side of the arena thought he got pushed.
Just 3 turnovers for each team so far tonight, and we're halfway through the first half of play.
1-3-1, mixing it up, falls into a 2-3 when the ball goes below the free throw line.
Marcel aggressive, and Marcel gets blocked at the rim.
Boy, Robert Allen's having an impact on the game.
Yeah, interior defense for Ole Miss has shown up.
Kermit Davis told us he loved his depth.
Brakefield, shot fakes, blocked from behind by Queth, but it still goes down.
What an effort by Brakefield to finish.
And there's another turnover stolen away by Robert Allen.
See, Kolek dribbles right into traffic, right into 3 white jerseys. He's left-handed, you gotta make him go right.
Here's Jarkel Joyner, leading scorer on this Ole Miss team. 18 a game in his first 2. Stops and pops, but it's too strong off the back iron, and Kolek comes away with it for the Golden Eagles. Jones from the corner.
Watch the acceleration through their cuts.
Five on the shot clock for the Ole Miss Rebels. Now 2 to shoot. Allen does, too strong. That's not his specialty.
Yeah, that's probably not the right person late in the shot clock to have the ball in their hands from beyond the arc.
Here's Jones, top of the key. And he's missed his last 2, has Cam Jones, who leads Marquette with 8 points, but Marquette finds themselves down 9 with 7:50 to go in this quarterfinal from Charleston. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. And by Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. Back inside TD Arena on the campus of the College of Charleston in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. The Shriner Children's Charleston Classic is a terrific field, headlined by 22nd ranked St. Bonaventure, and Bona had a tough first round game against Boise State, Deb.
Boy, St. Bonaventure's good. They've got all 5 players back from their NCAA tournament appearance and a loss to LSU. I actually called that game, so I'm looking forward to watching Mark Schmidt's team continue to improve throughout the tournament. There are 5 guys that, unlike most places, they stuck together. They've got something special going on, and they came here to Charleston with a lot of fans to show everyone what they can do.
And stay tuned. Deb and I will have West Virginia and Elon coming up immediately following the conclusion of the game you're watching right now. Have a feeling it'll feel a little bit like Morgantown, north or south, depending on where you're from. 2 on the shot clock. Lewis forces up a 3 and knocks it down.
You know, you played great D for 30 seconds, and Justin Lewis knocks down a deep triple.
That's Marquette's first bucket in over 4 minutes. And we once again have a 2-possession ball game.
You know, Marquette, we were talking about them playing inside out. They're 4 for 14 outside the arc. They're only 2 for 5 inside.
Here's a deep 3 by Rodriguez, rattles out, and Lewis the rebound. 7 minutes to go in the first half. It's been an entertaining first 20 minutes. Tough shot by Lewis, comes up short. Into the stands he goes to try to save it, but it'll be Ole Miss basketball. Justin Lewis, just his 2nd year in Milwaukee, but he's already earned never pay for a dinner status because of buckets like this. He had a game winner last year as a true freshman against Wisconsin that won that game, and Wisconsin was ranked in the top 10 at the time. Justin Lewis, instant cult hero in Milwaukee.
He had 17 in the win over Illinois as well. He's had a couple of double-doubles already this season.
Here's Brooks working on Queth. Couple of old big men going at it.
You gotta love it, right? That's the matchup that I was looking forward to. They're both tremendous shot blockers, but watch how active Brooks is defensively.
Nice look underneath, and Queth has the answer.
See, that time Brooks got a little too high, got a little too excited. Great skip pass against the half-court pressure.
Who says it's a cards game, Deb?
I do.
Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Ole Miss and Marquette trading baskets as of late. 10 on the shot clock for the Rebs. In the corner, it's Rodriguez for 3. Well, Kermit Davis says Luis Rodriguez is his best defender. He's got 2 triples tonight on the offensive end. Lewis trying to assert himself. 10 to shoot.
Look at the defense. That time Robert Allen got a little too close to Justin Lewis. And Ole Miss is there on the catch. High hands, doing a good job of communicating defensively. You got to keep moving the ball if you're Marquette.
Second foul on number 21 in white, Robert Allen, so he takes a seat. And again, that depth that we talked about earlier from Kermit Davis, not a lot of drop-off when someone like Robert Allen goes to the bench and Kermit Davis has to bring on someone else. In this case, it's Sammy Hunter, number 23 in white.
Nice dig by Crowley to make Lewis pick it up.
Five on the shot clock. Morcell with the ball in his hands, and he's fouled by Rodriguez.
With 3 seconds on the shot clock. You got to have a little bit more discipline than that.
Kermit Davis arguing his case clear across the court to
Well,
veteran official John Gaffney.
I mean, when you get a couple of hand check calls back to back and they're soft, right? Coaches get upset.
That's the 7th team foul for Ole Miss, only 4 team fouls for Marquette.
But think about this too, Rich. You know, Justin Lewis hits that deep 3 with 1 on the shot clock. The next possession, there's a hand check. The next possession, there's a hand check. Okay, Kermit Davis wants his team to stay aggressive. They are doing a good job defensively.
As we said earlier, both teams love to play up-tempo, and both teams, at the end of the day, will hang their hat on their defenses. 3 for 4 from the line tonight so far for Daryl Morcell. He has 6, and the lead is 7 for Ole Miss.
And Marquette showing zone.
Here's Crowley, number 1 in white.
Good skip.
Open look, Joyner for 3.
That's the way you attack a zone. You get the ball to the baseline. Actually, Brooks steps out to the long corner, and you skip it, reverse it, and you get an open 3.
Jarkel Joyner, 2 for 3 from distance tonight. Lewis, silky touch, but it's off the mark.
I think you can get that shot anytime in the offense. I think if you move the ball, then if you have to take a contested shot late in the shot clock, that's different than taking a contested shot early in the shot clock.
Inside, good help defense by Lewis. Here's Morcell, gives it up to Mitchell. Morcell for 3, knocks it down.
Just like you practice every day, the pitch ahead, the fill behind, the bucket from outside the arc.
Daryl Morcell was 9 for 13 from beyond the arc when he came into Charleston. He's got 2 3-pointers tonight, and his team is down by 7. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Oh, Debbie will take that compliment all the time, fellas.
Zubin, you're my man. Thank you so much.
Rich Hollenberg, Debbie Antonelli inside TD Arena. You're looking at Nevada Smith. Now, he is normally the special assistant to head coach Shaka Smart, so he sits behind the bench. He is elevated to an assistant coach, got approval from the NCAA because usual assistant Cody Hatt is back home with his wife. They're expecting their first child, so congratulations to them. Nevada Smith, the offensive coordinator, quote unquote, for Shaka Smith's Golden Eagles.
If Marquette doesn't play any better, that they might go into labor earlier than they expect.
Right now, the Golden Eagles down 7. Ole Miss has played consistent throughout this first half. 3 on the shot clock. Crowley forced it. Here comes Morcell. Forcing the issue, had it blocked. That's Ty Fagan with the rejection.
Both of these defenses have taken the other team deep into the shot clock multiple times. So as this game wears on, execution, the ability to manage special situations, off timeouts, out of bounds plays, all those offensive situations that you really have to execute. Keep your eye on that as this game moves forward.
See what Kermit Davis has dialed up for a sidelines out of bounds play. Crafty veteran in his 27th season as a head coach. Nearly turned it over. Here's Hunter. Brakefield. And the southpaw can knock it down. Lewis, another rebound. And that's the first kill of the night for the Marquette defense. That's what they call it when they get 3 straight stops on the defensive end. Well, coming up on Saturday, we have another giant game in the Big Ten. Number 7, Michigan State, taking on number 4, Ohio State at the Shoe in Columbus for first place in the Big Ten East. It's noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific start on ABC and the ESPN app. That's coming up right after College Game Day on ESPN.
I think Mel Tucker's going to sign that big fat contract before they go into Columbus. I think he better sign it right now. I like Ohio State in this one.
Did I see a 95 next to the word million for Mel Tucker?
Yes, you did.
Congratulations to him. That's what you get when you get a big win in the Big Ten. 11 assists on 13 made field goals for the Ole Miss Rebels. And that's a big reason why they're up 7 with 2:47 to go in the first half.
Well, if this is on Ty Fagan, this is going to be number 3 on the Georgia transfer.
Ty Fagan was an original Middle Tennessee commit for Kermit Davis. He was recruiting him from day 1. Fagan chose the Bulldogs. Kermit moved over to Ole Miss and Oxford and said, hey, Ty, if you're in the transfer portal, why don't you follow me over to Oxford? And he did. Averaging 9 a game, but now going to take a seat.
It was amazing to me, Coach Davis remembered that Ty Fagan dropped 19 and 13 on him when they met earlier last year.
Coaches have long memories, Debbie, you know that. Here's Tyler Kolek, averaging just under 10 a game, but scoreless so far tonight.
I'm going to tell you right now that I love this set for Marquette. They go 1-4 low, they flatten it out, they open up the space, they come with a ball screen in the middle third.
Cam Jones, the first to double digits in this game.
He stretched the trap.
Great matchup. Morcell on Joyner.
And now the momentum has shifted. If I'm Marquette, I'm going right back to the same set.
Jones with the ball in his hands. He's a bucket getter. Now another freshman, David Joplin, the birthday boy, turned 19 years old today. Well, you see a number of freshmen on the floor for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Shaka Smart having to re-recruit a couple of guys to come back to Marquette instead of transferring away. Brought a few over who had originally committed to Texas. A total of 10 freshmen on this Marquette roster. There are only 3 schools in all of Division I basketball who have more than that.
When you're a teacher like Shaka Smart, you're loving the classroom right now. I mean, you're going to have to be patient a little bit with trying to get concepts, vernacular, but you're not coaching effort with this group, that's for sure.
Justin Lewis, calling him a redshirt freshman out of the Baltimore area, averaging 17 a game, and he's got 4 tonight with that free throw. Arizona, Dayton, and Air Force, the only other programs that have more freshmen than Marquette on their current roster. And now you're starting to hear it from the Golden Eagle faithful inside the TD Arena in the midst of a 7-0 run to get right back in this game. It's only a 3-point lead for Ole Miss.
Well, Kermit Davis does not like the hand-checking calls that have gone against his team, but now his players are going to have to adjust.
Crowley for 3, silences the crowd.
Deep corner.
Kolek. Now Lewis, aggressive to the hole, and it rolls out.
Look at the speed in the open floor.
Pushing pace, bodies on the floor, it's gonna stay Ole Miss basketball.
Whether it was Brian Tyree or Devontae Schuler, Kermit Davis has always had some quickness in the backcourt on the top of the floor. Austin Crowley in the deep corner knocks down the 6th triple of the game for Ole Miss.
6 for 11, Devin. It bears repeating. This was a team that was 326th in the nation in three-pointers per game. This year, they've doubled that total to 10 a game.
Talent, ball movement, scheme, hard work in the offseason, unselfishness, extra pass, being a good passing team. All of those contribute.
Kermit Davis manifesting this as soon as the season ended last year in the NIT. He said, I want to play with a faster tempo and I want to have a deeper team. And that's allowed him to play quicker and also knock down open looks, and they've done that so far this season. Now under a minute to go. Picked off by Joplin. A rare turnover for Ole Miss. And Queth can't finish at the other end. But Omax also misses from close range. And it's going to be Ole Miss basketball. A couple of bunny opportunities for Marquette, and they'll regret those misses.
Let's see if Ole Miss is going to go for a 2-for-1 here, or if they're just going to get one good possession.
15-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ole Miss up 6 with the ball. And a foul at the rim, and Jarkel Joyner will go to the line.
I mean, that burst of speed, are you kidding me? The explosion off the bounce. Watch how high off the glass Joyner has to throw this over the shot blocker to draw the foul.
Well, Deb, we knew he was a scorer coming into this season. He's averaging 18 a game. What Kermit Davis wanted him to improve upon, his assist to turnover ratio. Coming into this contest, 9 dimes, no turnovers for Jarkel Joyner.
One of the things that Kermit Davis told us yesterday is he's been charting assist-turnover ratio since August in practice. And Jarkel Joyner is a 4.5 assist-turnover ratio in practice every day. That's amazing. Really good decision maker, reads the floor really well at a high rate of speed.
Only 6 turnovers tonight for the Rebels. 1 for 2 from the line for Joyner. He has 7, and the lead is 8 for Marquette. 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock for the Golden Eagles. What do you think Shaka wants to do to get a bucket
They're
here?
going to take it down to 8, and then they're going to go inside. As soon as the ball goes below the free throw line, it turns into a 2-3.
Morcell in the corner. Joplin spots up for 3. Too strong. Scramble for the loose ball, and it'll stay Marquette basketball with 2 seconds to go in the first half. This is where you wonder, with all the inexperience on this Marquette roster, do they know exactly what they need to do at this moment? Joplin for three. Got it as time runs out. The birthday boy beats the buzzer. And that makes it a 5-point Ole Miss lead as we go to the locker room.
The one thing you can't let happen is a three in this situation. Over Brooks. Joplin gets his feet under his shoulders. Look how quickly he gets organized.
The 6'7" freshman from out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, sends Marquette to the locker room with a little bit of momentum, but they're down 5 to Ole Miss. Coming up next, it's the E-Trade halftime report. Welcome back to ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. This is the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. We are in downtown Charleston at the TD Arena. Alongside Debbie Antonelli, I'm Rich Hollenberg, the third of 4 quarterfinals on day one of a day full of basketball here from Charleston. And Marquette has trailed from the opening tip, 36-31. Ole Miss with the lead starting the second half. Debbie, Ole Miss is shooting it well from three-point range, 6 for 11 in the first.
Well, they move the ball well. They go inside out. They've had transition threes. They've been able to play out of double teams. They've done an excellent job assisting on 12 assists on 14 made baskets. And look at the defense has allowed them to get some extra possessions up the floor. They've done an outstanding job of spacing, spreading out the defense, moving the ball, and unselfishly finding the open shooter. Then off the bench has been Cam Jones, the lefty, the freshman with a floater. He's been terrific. How about a transition or a three from the top of the key? Cam Jones has helped put this game at 5 points as a deficit for Marquette.
And Ole Miss, as they have done in their first 2 games, 50% from the field for Kermit Davis's club, including that 6 for 11 from three-point range. And it's been a relatively cleanly played game. Not a lot of turnovers from 2 teams who like to press the tempo button and play with a very high pace. And they've done that without committing a lot of turnovers. So far in the first half, Jones goes 4 for 8, but the rest of the team 6 for 22.
Great defensive discipline brings execution on the other end. If you execute, you can win this game. You have to make shots.
Marquette coming off that big non-conference win in Milwaukee against 10th ranked Illinois, trying to capitalize on that and move to 4-0 on the season. Ole Miss at 2-0 coming into this contest. Here's Omax. Still can't get in the scoring column. Lewis left alone, and he knocks down the 3. It's a 2-point ball game. Get the feeling like Marquette is living and dying by the 3-point ball. That one almost knocked away. Here's Brakefield underneath. Nice move by Jermaine Brakefield.
You know, I start talking about execution, and both teams score their first baskets of the second half on broken plays, right? An offensive rebound and a long 3 from Marquette, a tip and deflection, a broken play, and Brakefield makes a play at the rim.
Jamin Brakefield moving back at least close to home. Grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, spent some time at Huntington Prep in West Virginia, and then off to Duke, but after last year, transferred back to his home state. He's got 6 points so far. Double team down low and picked off by Joyner.
What a terrific trap in the corner. That's a high hands, a committed trap.
Brakefield feeling it, but he traveled with the basketball, guarded by Queth.
And Kermit Davis is like, pass the ball.
That's the 7th Ole Miss turnover. And Marquette with a chance to once again make it a 1-possession ball game. Lewis came up short, but it's going to be a foul called, and it's going to be on Ole Miss.
Well, Brooks tries to draw a charge. If you're late, I'm so surprised he didn't try to block that shot. Maybe the official thought he slid in underneath. He's already in his shooting motion.
So Justin Lewis already with a three-pointer in the second half. At the line shooting 2, and he knocks down the first. 82% from the free throw line this season, and he's 3 for 3 tonight, looking to make it 4 for 4. As Brakefield goes to the bench for Kermit Davis. Could be a breakout year for Justin Lewis, one of the better athletes in the Big East.
No question, with his 6'7", 245-pound frame, and he can move.
At the head of the press for Shaka Smart's Marquette Golden Eagles, but the Rebs handle it. They've led throughout, but only up 2. 1.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Joyner slices in and gets the bucket.
How about that zone with Queth at the top, guarding at the top of that pressure.
Now 9 points for Jarkel Joyner, the leading scorer for Ole Miss. A 3 in the corner from Lewis, and he's cooking. Game high 13 now for Justin Lewis. Met at the rim by Queth, but the follow from Allen. It was like King Kong and Godzilla meeting at the rim. Queth and Brooks. Another 3 in the corner. The hottest shooter in the building is number 10 in black, Justin Lewis. A game high 16. This is the first tie of the game since we were scoreless.
Well, that's one way to cool off a hot hand, is attack him on the defensive end, because look what Justin Lewis is doing. From one corner to the next, it's inside out. He's ready with his feet under his shoulders, and he lets it fly.
Well,
you
Justin,
mentioned it, Rich.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have a big-time year in the Big East.
Talk about consistency. 3 games, scored 17 points in each of those 3 games. Something tells me he's going to eclipse that tonight. He already has 16 against the Rebs.
Well, he was 1 for 10 from the three-point line coming into this game. Shooting the ball with confidence.
With 7 to shoot, Crowley, a float game.
Okay, twice with Queth at the top. They've been able to get inside the lane. He's not at the rim. Twice the Ole Miss guards have been able to pull-up jump shots.
Lewis threw it away. Errant pass. Here come the Rebs. Good hands by Kolek, out of bounds, off Joyner, and Marquette with the basketball.
Look at number 35 in black, Queth at the top. Okay, he's long, he's athletic, but he's a shot blocker at the rim, and when you pull him up that high, Ole Miss has been able to score at the rim the last 2 possessions.
There's Kolek, 22 in black. Morcell, and Marquette has their first lead of the game.
Here we go, now we got a ball game.
Third 3 of the night for Daryl Morcell. And Kermit Davis wants to talk it over.
Both teams making shots. This is what we want. This is what we signed up for. Morcell outside the arc. Triples are raining in Charleston.
Church on King Street, just a few blocks down from where we are, the TD Arena in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. Well, we've got another star-studded NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN and the app. AD and Russell Westbrook and the rest of the Lakers playing the second game of their 5-game road trip against Jason Tatum and the Celtics at 7:30 Eastern. Then Luka and the Mavs squaring off against Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Suns for the second time in 3 days. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. Lakers cannot wait to get LeBron back in action. A 3 out of the timeout off the mark, but the Rebs maintain possession. Trailing for the first time in this contest. 4 minutes gone by, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Joyner. Too strong on the three, and the player of the game so far, Justin Lewis, comes down with the rebound. Lewis almost turned it over. Here's Kolek in the corner. Lewis, air ball from the corner.
Well, you got to come with a long closeout on Lewis now. Now he's set up his ability to get to the rim. Let's see if he can get to the free throw line.
Here's Crowley. Tried to finish strong, but threw it out of bounds. 15:15 to go. Time stops. We'll take a timeout. Step aside for a quick timeout. 45-44, Marquette. Alongside Debbie Antonelli, Rich Hollenberg and TD Arena in Charleston, the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. St. Bonaventure, Clemson, they've already advanced to Friday's semifinals. Marquette and Ole Miss battling it out here. And right after this game is done, West Virginia will take on Elon. And there is Mr. Bob Huggins, the future Hall of Famer, currently tied with Bobby Knight for 5th all-time winningest head coach in Division I history, enjoying some popcorn next to his associate head coach, Larry Harrison. And there is Justin Lewis, the star of the game so far. 11 second half points, including 3 3-pointers. He's got 4 on the game, Deb, and he's never had more than 2 in a game in his career.
He's been impressive. And like I said earlier, let's see if he can put it on a bounce now and get to the free throw line with that big frame.
Oso Ighodaro checks in and misses from close range, around and out. So Ole Miss has a chance to jump back on top. Tough shot for Rodriguez, and Ighodaro snares the rebound.
Really good D, that possession by Marquette.
Here's Cam Jones. Had that shot working in the first half, but misses his first attempt in the second.
Good D again in transition.
Anything you see differently from this Marquette defense in the second half?
I mean, they're active, they're high hands, they're contesting.
Lewis, another rebound.
They've always switched. Looks like they're switching 1 through 4.
Ole Miss offense, 5 straight missed field goals. And this was a team that shot 50% in the first half.
Offensive foul on Ighodaro, setting a screen. I think he's played well. The redshirt freshman, giving Queth some minutes on the bench.
But now Ighodaro's going to have to go to the bench, saddled with 3 fouls. And Justin Lewis goes to the bench as well for what we expect to be just a quick breather, because he's been the best player on the floor in the second half.
Well, I mean, you have to manage situations inside this game.
High hedge by Queth, and he recovers in the paint. There's Brakefield. Big body, but some guard skills for Jamin Brakefield. Inside of Brooks, and Nasir Brooks has his first bucket of the second half, double digits for the game.
Yeah, work before the catch, gets a deep catch. Kohler has yet to score.
Yeah, Tyler Kolek struggling from outside. What did Shaka Smart say about him? He is so hard on himself every time he misses a jumper that sometimes it could affect the rest of his game.
Well, he was the A-10 Rookie of the Year last year at George Mason. How about George Mason's win yesterday over Maryland?
Pulling off the upset on the road in College Park. Kim English has got things rolling there.
They're 4-0.
Here's Morsell. Kim English is from Baltimore, so is Daryl Morsell.
What a tough 2 by Daryl Morsell.
14 on the game for the grad student.
The Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten last year at Maryland.
3 straight 20-point efforts to start this season as a Marquette Golden Eagle. He's on his way to number 4 tonight. All alone, Brakefield knocks down the triple. First 3 of the game for Jamin Brakefield, He has 9, and it's a 2-point Ole Miss lead.
Just his second of the season.
Nice look, Queth to Jones with the left hand, and one. Cam Jones continues to impress, averaging 5 a game in his first 3, but he's got 12 already tonight.
Watch the ball movement and the basket cut by Jones from the weak side. Great delivery. Terrific drop-off by Queth.
And that's 3 fouls on number 3, Nasir Brooks, the big man for Ole Miss. Jones completes the 3-point play. He's got 13. Is that what Shaka Smart would describe as a violent cut?
That's a violent cut.
Marquette back on top. Seesaw game in the quarterfinals of the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. Out of bounds, good deflection by the Marquette Golden Eagles and Daryl Morcell. Their goal, 32 deflections a game. They've done that twice already in their first 3 games of the season. They've got close to 20 tonight. Brakefield, tough take.
With the offhand. Terrific execution on an out-of-bounds play, again by Ole Miss. That's the kind of situational offense you have to be really good in a game like this where every possession matters and every basket is hard fought.
This feels like a Sweet 16 game in March. Jarkel Joyner wrestles it away. Step back, 3, yes!
Ty Fagan made 10 threes all of last year. He's got 5 already this season, and that's his first of the game.
Rebels back on top with some breathing room, up 4. A 3, and Fagan fouls Cam Jones from beyond the arc. Marquette will be going to the line when we return.
High off the glass, through contact. Jamin Brakefield, and then Ty Fagan with a step-back triple. This is just starting to get fun.
1, 2, 3, ball.
Justin Lewis, the redshirt freshman at 6'7", 245 pounds with a feathery touch outside the 3-point line. He has been fantastic in the second half. He's got 4 triples in the game, 16 points and 8 boards. He averages 17, Rich, and he's coming back in after getting a few minutes break. Let's see if they run this next set for Justin Lewis.
Talk about improving in the offseason. Justin Lewis was 2 for 22 from beyond the arc in Big East play all of last year. He's got 4 3-pointers in tonight's game. 16 points, 4 for 7 from 3-point range, and 8 rebounds to go along with that.
He has the body and the motor for a double-double every night for Marquette. He's already had 2 double-doubles this season. And he has 8 rebounds to go with those 16 points.
Jones gets the Golden Eagles to within 3. 14 points on the night, make it 15 now for Jones, and he'll shoot his 3rd free throw coming up. Knocks them all down. 4 for 4 from the stripe for Cam Jones. He has 16, Justin Lewis has 16, and Daryl Morcell has 14. Ole Miss up by a single point. And the foul's going to be on Stevie Mitchell, the freshman.
You get 3 ball reversals, switching sides of the floor, and then when Joyner gets it, he attacks the closeout to draw a foul.
Jarkel Joyner, 1 for 2 tonight from the free throw line. 3 for 4 on the season. That's one thing that these Ole Miss Rebels have not done a lot of, is attack the basket to get to the free throw line.
Now, Rich, you know I'm all offense, right? But I love when teams press and open up the space and spread out the floor. It allows us to showcase this incredible athletic skill on the offensive end. that both these teams have. That's what we're seeing in this game. Both teams extending their pressure, the floor opening up, and they're able to make plays.
Ole Miss just 3 for 7 from the free throw line tonight. They came in 11 for 16. Here's Cam. Weak side rebound, and bodies go flying under the basket.
Wow, now Kermit Davis is not happy about that, and he shouldn't be. Wow. What a collision under the bucket. Watch the weak side rebounding position. Brakefield goes up.
That's incidental, right? Certainly no foul called. It's going to be Marquette basketball. Skip pass, Mitchell. 10 on the shot clock. Mitchell cuts and scores off the window.
That's creative and crafty for the young freshman.
They call him Stewie, and he's got his first bucket of the night.
I saw Jones slap the floor. You know what that means? It means lockdown.
Wild shot, recovered by Cam Jones, and here he comes. Kolek on the other end. And Kip Kissinger blows the whistle. The foul's going to be on Jarkel Joyner.
Look at how they attack space, try to get in the gap. Mitchell against Brooks.
Halfway through the second half, we've been treated to a very entertaining game from TD Arena in Charleston.
Well, both these teams so well prepared. Kolek still 0 from the floor. He made the play of the game, though, in the last one against Illinois with a steal and the bucket. Upset a top 10 team.
Here's Joyner, guarded by Lewis. 10 on the shot clock for Ole Miss. Ball's in the right guy's hands, and Joyner knocks it down.
Come on! Good D, better O.
Coming off a 24-point effort against Charleston Southern, Jarkel Joyner has a dozen tonight. Jones looked good out of his hand, but he misses that three-point attempt.
And Brakefield doing a really good job again on the weak side glass.
Joyner, bit of a heat check from 2. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Marquette basketball.
And Joyner's decision-making in this game has been outstanding. However, I would question this one right here. I know you just hit one, but a step-back contested shot with plenty of time on the shot clock. This one goes. The other one didn't.
Well, his specialty is that mid-range jump shot, and he showed you why. That is his most dangerous weapon with that move.
Coach Kermit Davis told us yesterday he is the best leader he has had in 30 years.
How about that?
It's impressive. He said he's an excellent locker room guy.
Another homegrown talent from Oxford, Mississippi. Queth gets his own miss and has the bucket. Kirk Queth with 6, and we're knotted up at 57. Welcome to March basketball in November. And a foul away from the basketball. It's going to go on Marquette. Darryl Morcell called for the foul.
Tell you what, Brooks works. He has excellent timing and shapes up to the basketball on a skip every time. He has not taken a play off while he's been on the floor in terms of posting up.
Deb, check that. I called that foul on Morcell. It was actually on Kirk Queth, and that's 3 fouls on him. So both big men in a little bit of foul trouble. Queth with 3, and Nasir Brooks for Ole Miss with 3 fouls. Here's Joyner. Can't give him any airspace. Morrell flies to the rim. First two of the night for Matthew Morrell.
Highest rated recruit ever for Ole Miss, for Kermit Davis. Changing the pace up a little bit here, going with zone. Got to know where Justin Lewis is.
Morrell calls his own number and knocks down the mid-range.
Yeah, that's terrific management inside the shot clock. Morrell, with a ball in his hands and a late clock, is capable off the bounce with that 6'5" frame.
What a ball game. Joyner, not this time. Kolek clears and brings it up for the Golden Eagles, a chance to regain the lead. Here's Joplin for three. 11 for 28 for the Marquette Golden Eagles from beyond the arc. Deb, we've had 5 ties and 7 lead changes in what has become a super entertaining ball game in this quarterfinal.
Joplin only knows exciting threes. The three at the end of the half and the corner triple.
And now for our game track, brought to you by Dollar General. Both teams, Debbie Antonelli, shooting it very well from beyond the arc.
I mean, come on. We're going to need some double ice baths and some ice buckets for some of these arms that are going to be falling off in the second half. And you want to shoot till your arm falls off if you're Marquette from outside the arc. Are you kidding me? This has been outstanding. This is November, and they're playing this well.
Does not feel like it whatsoever. Coming in, Marquette, although they were undefeated, 27% from three-point range. They shot it at a 45% clip last year. Lost a bunch of guys, DJ Carton to the NBA, but a couple of transfers who went on to play with ACC teams this year. This year they have struggled offensively, but tonight it looks like they're putting it all together.
Well, I think it's a function of ball movement and spacing, right? It's a function of the court opening up so that both teams have some uncontested looks now in the second half.
Marquette with a 3-point lead coming up on 6:40 to go in this contest. Brakefield up and under, no. Omax the rebound.
Really good D. Joplin coming off the bench. He and Cam Jones have been terrific tonight for Marquette.
Not that time from beyond the arc.
You got a two-hand rebound in this game.
High hedge from Lewis. Brakefield backing down Morcell. And a foul on the floor, says John Gaffney. That foul's on the freshman David Joplin, his first.
There's not a player on the floor that can't score on a closeout. As good as these two defenses are, and you can get your hips and shoulders by your defender like Luis Rodriguez did right there on a skip. It is so hard to guard.
Here's Luis Rodriguez. Hits his first free throw attempt of the night. He has got 7. And now Kirk Weth checking back in. With those 3 fouls, he's going to have to be careful. And Cam Jones as well. Rodriguez 1 for 2. Offensive rebound goes to Brooks. And a foul on that play.
So Morcell and Lewis are supposed to pinch, which means you want us both step in front of Brooks so that he can't get this offensive rebound. But watch Morcell grab his jersey. and Lewis doesn't put any contact on Brooks.
And Brooks misses the front end of the 1-on-1. Darryl Morcell bringing it up, number 32 in black. 16 on the night for him. Ball tipped away, out of bounds. Kip Kissinger says it's going to stay Marquette basketball. Shaka Smart shouting to his freshman Cam Jones that he wants him taking the ball out of bounds. Jones, one of 3 Golden Eagles with 16 points on the night. Here's Lewis. Brakefield slipped. Lewis couldn't take advantage.
He lost the ball on the way up. But that's the kind of power move you want to see out of that young guy.
The winner of this game will take on the winner of West Virginia and Elon coming up immediately following the conclusion of this one. Brooks grabs the loose ball and another fresh 20 for the Rebs.
He has battled all night.
Joyner kicks it out. Rodriguez. Another offensive rebound for Brooks. Rodriguez again. Can't get it down.
You better throw the ball in there to the big fella once in a while because he is really busting it on the inside, Nasir Brooks.
The one more to Lewis. Got it again! Largest lead of the game for Marquette on the strength of Justin Lewis's 5th three-pointer of the night.
You skip to the corner, you step into it in the slot.
Here's Brakefield. And Ole Miss throws it away.
Any spin dribble in the middle of the floor is dangerous. The skip to the corner, and Justin Lewis in the gap, in the slot, steps up and knocks down his 5th triple.
Now under 4 minutes left. The true freshman from Tennessee has an and one opportunity when we come back in Charleston. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere, and by Dollar General, where you save time and money every day. Thank you, Z. Debbie Antonelli, Rich Hollenberg back in TD Arena. What a game it has been. Shaka Smart charts deflections all the time. His goal is 32 a game. They've only got 19, but that defense is still doing work, Deb.
Well, it's gritty and it's rugged. It's contesting shots. They've held Ole Miss scoreless for the last 4 minutes, and that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make it difficult, make them uncomfortable.
A 10-1 Marquette run has given them this 7-point cushion. They've trailed for most of this game. Strong take, left hand, the bump and the bucket for Ty Fagan.
Just a mistake by maybe not knowing he's a lefty, and you give him a straight line drive to the bucket. Neither one of these teams have made very many personnel mistakes on defense, but this one right here, the pass through, the on ball in the middle third, and then a straight line drive.
And an offensive rebound from Robert Allen. His left-handed jump hook goes.
Robert Allen's upside is steep.
turns into almost like a 4-point play.
He is going to get better and better as the season goes on.
Morsell short on the 3. And a foul called on Marquette as Nyseer Brooks continues to dominate at close range with the rebound.
Okay, so here's what you want from your big man, and this is exactly what Brooks has delivered all game. He runs the floor, he's an excellent screener, he's on the offensive glass, he works for possession, and he posts up and shapes to the ball. I mean, all those things, not all of them are on the stat sheet, right, Rich? So you got to look at his activity level all game. And can he consistently finish the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds?
Deb, both teams will be shooting free throws on every subsequent foul. Ole Miss will be shooting 2. They're in the double bonus, but they haven't been able to pay it off. 4 for 12 from the charity stripe tonight.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
One for 2 for Brooks. He has 11. The Marquette lead is 2. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Here's Kolek, still scoreless on the night. That ends the drought. A big 3 for Kodak.
And there's a mistake by Ole Miss. The drive, the fill behind, you practice this every day at Marquette. There's the penetration, the pitch back, the bucket. Kohler finally in the scoring column.
They call Tyler Kolek Kodak. That was a picture-perfect 3, his first bucket of the night. And that increases Marquette's lead to 70-65 with just about 3 minutes to go. Once again, by way of reminder, the winner of this game takes on the winner of the upcoming contest in the quarterfinal. West Virginia will be taking on the Elon Phoenix coming up next on ESPN2. St. Bonaventure and Clemson have already punched their ticket to the semifinals.
Yeah, St. Bonnie is the only ranked team in this event. Clemson played really well. Nick Honor had a big night. Hunter Tyson knocking down triples. P.J. Hall in the middle. Clemson's a very balanced offensive team.
What do you want to do if you're Kermit Davis's Rebels on offense?
I want to attack the paint. I'm going to try to get something inside like this.
Rodriguez, the circus shot off the window.
Wow.
Just like you drew it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Coming off the timeout. You get Rodriguez going strong to the left.
In the corner. Lewis, nice touch off the window for Justin Lewis with 21.
And all those threes that he's hit forces that long closeout. He's able to drive.
Here's Fagan. Another good take, and everybody's attacking the rim now.
Situational offense to finish it off, and it's who you trust on the floor.
2 minutes to go. 3-point game. Nice feed. Rodriguez got swallowed up. What a defensive effort by Kirk Webb. Playing with 4 fouls, and he went up and made the two-handed block.
My goodness. Oh. A two-handed stuff at the rim by Queth.
Visions of Sagaba Konate.
I love Sagaba Konate.
I don't think Huggs is still watching this game. He's probably getting his troops ready for the next quarterfinal, but he would remember.
He was the best shot blocker in the nation in 2017.
A $1:40 to go, 3-point edge for Marquette with the ball. Here's Kolek, kicks it. Morsell takes it strong, and the foul is called. Daryl Morsell will go to the line and shoot 2.
Okay, so let's look at Tyler Kolek. Okay, his decision making until the last play before when he turned it over has been outstanding. His ability to find open shooters in space, his ability to throw the skip, and he hits you in the shooting pocket. He hasn't made a bad play all game except for that last turnover. So he's had one.
It's a good lesson to young basketball players. You don't have to fill up the scoring column to have an impact on the game.
Exactly.
Morsell has 17. And more importantly, he's 4 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
And see, Shaka Smart's team has been in a close game, and that upset over Illinois in the last one. So they've been able to finish out a close game. Kermit Davis's team has not been in a tight one.
I know it sounds boring, but sometimes free throws will be the difference maker. Tonight, 13 for 15 for Shaka Smart's Golden Eagles from the charity stripe. Full court pressure.
This is not the time to become tentative if you're Ole Miss.
Nearly thrown away. And a foul called, and Ty Fagan will go to the line. So that's Morsell's third. 2 free throws coming for Ty Fagan.
Ty Fagan 0 for 1. Had not been to the free throw line this season until this game.
And the Georgia transfer can't hit the first one. It's haunted them all night. Now 5 for 14 from the free throw line.
Several of those are the front end of a 1-and-1.
Left-hander gets that one to go. He's got 8. And the lead is 4 now for Marquette with $1:22 to go.
So this high-risk, high-reward defense here with a 1-3-1. You better know where Justin Lewis is. Number 10 in black.
Coming up on 1 minute to go in this quarterfinal game from Charleston. Here's Morsell. And he gets fouled on the way to the hoop. And Daryl Morsell will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
7 on the shot clock.
Daryl Morsell takes a long walk before settling in at the free throw line. A 71% free throw shooter coming into this contest.
What a job Shaka Smart has done getting his team prepared. That no emotional drop-off from that win over Illinois. And he's got some depth also.
Calmly knocks down the first one. If he hits this one, Deb, it's 20 points for Daryl Morsell. 4 straight games to start the season.
It's impressive. It shows you what hard work can do. You want to be a complete player, you got to get in the gym and work, and obviously Daryl has done that.
And he's got it. 20 for Morsell to lead all scorers. Marquette up 2 possessions, under a minute to go.
You don't need the 3, but you do need to score quickly.
Fagan spins, gives it up to Brooks, who goes off the window.
So you're trying to extend the game as much as possible here.
And again, here's why free throws are so important, because now you have Ole Miss looking to foul to stop the clock, and yet they feel like they're probably going to get burned every time they do that because Marquette's been so effective at the free throw line. So we have a full timeout on the floor. Ole Miss has two timeouts remaining. Marquette with 1 timeout left.
Justin Lewis coming off a 17-point performance against Illinois. He has been outstanding. 1 for 10 from the 3-point line coming into this game tonight. He's got 5 triples. 21 points. And when you come with a long closeout, he can do this. Balance in his game. Strong and durable frame.
21-8 for Justin Lewis. And 16 of those 21 coming in the second stanza. So now we have a 2-possession ball game. Ole Miss is down 4. Timeout on the floor. The possession arrow will be with Marquette with 45 seconds left. Take us inside these huddles, Deb.
Well, first of all, Shaka Smart has and can put 5 players on the floor that can make free throws. Okay, so you have to know that. So if you're Ole Miss, I think you're trying to get a trap of steal, trying to turn them over if you can. You got to have 2 scores. There's 15-second differential between the game and the shot clock. So let's see if they look to foul right away or if they try to play straight up D.
Ole Miss led by a dozen late in the first half, only to see Marquette continue to chip away and take a lead early in the second half. And now they're looking to ice it and move on to the semifinals.
You're going to look to trap when you get over midcourt. There's the trap. Now you lock in defensively.
10 to shoot.
No fouls.
Jones down the lane, had it pinned by Allen. Here comes Ole Miss. Joyner can't get it to go, and Lewis has the rebound.
Now you got a foul. Joyner missed the layup. They played it out exactly the way you wanted. You rely on your defense here, not foul.
A golden opportunity, and Jarkel Joyner doesn't miss many of those.
It's a tremendous defensive effort. And then a layup on the other end.
Still not over, 11.6 to go. Darryl Morsell will be stepping to the free throw line. He's 7 for 8 from the stripe tonight. Marquette's only missed 2 free throws the entire night. 15 for 17 are the Golden Eagles. Make it 16 for 18, and now 21 points for the grad transfer, Darryl Morsell. Good to have a veteran in that situation. That 3 off the mark, and Marquette will close it out. A thrilling quarterfinal contest in Charleston, and Marquette maintains their unblemished record. They improve to 4-0 on the season and punch their ticket to the semifinals. Our player of the game, brought to you by Shriners Children's, is Justin Lewis. 21 points, 5 3-pointers, and 9 rebounds.
He was a handful on the offensive end all night. What a terrific job by Marquette.
A terrific crowd on hand. You're hearing the Golden Eagles cheering on their team, who improves to 4-0 on the season with this 78-72 win over the Ole Miss Rebels. So Marquette will advance to play the winner of the next quarterfinal game, which is West Virginia and Elon. Joined now by the victorious head coach of the Marquette Golden Eagles, Shaka Smart. Shaka, congrats on the win. What would you say, instant analysis-wise, was the key to this victory tonight?
He's hanging in there. Our theme for the game was grit, and we started off with about the opposite of that. First 4 minutes of the game, I believe it was 10-0 them. You know, when you're coming off an emotional win like we had on Monday, it's certainly understandable to have a little bit of a mental letdown, but it's not acceptable. And it's an area for our younger guys we need to continue to grow in, but give them a lot of credit. They battled, they came back. We kind of overcame tough shooting in the first half. Fortunately, we were able to make some shots in the second half. But there's a lot of good things that our guys were able to pull out of themselves after being down early.
Shaka, what would you say about Justin's performance tonight?
Yeah. Well, I told him at halftime, I said, you've been through this before with a tough start offensively, and you've responded, and that's exactly what he did tonight. I think he was 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 from the field in the first half, but you could see the gears were turning up there. We talk a lot in our program about response being your ability to focus on the next most important thing, and he did exactly that.
Shaka Smart, congratulations on the win. The Marquette Golden Eagles advance to the semifinals, and I know Shaka's night's not done. He's going to be watching West Virginia and Elon to see who they'll be playing tomorrow night. Marquette comes from 12 down to get their 4th consecutive win to start the season. They win it by a final of 78-72. For every